The doctor went over to Mrs. Clipstone and took her by the arm. "You come with me, Grace," he said. "I've got something to show you." He led her across to my father's workshop, where the big doors stood wide open. The rest of us stayed where we were and waited. "Good grief, come and look at this!" Mrs. Clipstone called from inside the workshop. "William, Enoch, Danny, come and look!" We hurried over and entered the workshop. It was a great sight. Laid out on my father's bench, amid the spanners and wrenches and oily rags, were 6 magnificent pheasants, 3 cocks and 3 hens. "There we are, ladies and gentlemen," said the doctor, his small wrinkled face beaming with delight. "How's that?" We were speechless. "2 for you, Grace, to keep the vicar in a good mood," Doc Spencer said. "2 for Enoch for all the fine work he did this morning. And 2 for William and Danny, who deserve them most of all." "What about you, Doctor?" my father asked. "That doesn't leave any for you." "My wife has enough to do without plucking pheasants all day long," he said. "But how on earth did you get them?" my father asked him. "When did you nab them?" "I didn't nab them," the doctor said. "I had a hunch." "What sort of a hunch?" my father asked. "It seemed fairly obvious," the doctor said, "that some of those pheasants must have gobbled up more than 1 raisin each. Some, if they were quick enough, might have swallowed half a dozen each, or even more, in which case they would have received a very heavy overdose of sleeping pills and wouldn't ever wake up." "Aha!" we cried. "Of course, of course." So, while you were also busy driving the birds onto old Hazel's Rolls-Royce, I sneaked in here and had a look under the sheet in the bottom of the pram. And there they were. "I am very much obliged to you, Doctor," Sergeant Samways said. "I really am." It was all over now. My father and I stood alone just outside the workshop, and suddenly the old place seemed to become very quiet. "Well, Danny," my father said, looking at me with those twinkly eyes of his, "that's that." "It was fun, Dad. I know it was. I really loved it." "So did I, Danny. Maybe we should lock the pumps and take a holiday for the rest of the day." "You mean not open up at all?" "Why should we? After all, it's Saturday, isn't it?" "But we always stay open on Saturdays, Dad. And Sundays." "Maybe it's time we didn't. We could do something else instead. Something more interesting." I waited, wondering what was coming next. When we reached the caravan, my father climbed the steps and sat down on the little outside platform. I climbed up and sat down beside him, with my feet on the steps of the ladder. "I know a place about 3 miles away," my father was saying, "over Cobbler's Hill and down the other side, where there's a small wood of larch trees. It's a very quiet place, and the stream runs right through it." "The stream?" I said. He nodded and gave me another of his twinkly looks. "It's full of trout." "Oh, could we go there, Dad?" "Why not? We could try tickling them, the way Doc Spencer told us." "Will you teach me?" I said. "I haven't had much practice with trout. Pheasants are more in my line. But we could always learn." "Can we go now?" I asked, getting excited all over again. "I thought we would just pop into the village first and buy the electric oven. You haven't forgotten about the electric oven, have you?" "But, Dad, that was when we thought we were going to have lots and lots of pheasants to roast." "We still got the 2 that Doc gave us. And with any luck, we'll have lots of them as the weeks go by. It's time we had an oven anyway. We could have roasted pork one day, and then if we felt like it, we could have roasted leg of lamb the next time, or even roasted beef. Wouldn't you like that?" "Yes, of course I would. And, Dad, would you be able to make your favourite thing of all?" "What's that?" "Toad in the hole," I said. "By golly," he cried, "that'll be the very first thing we'll make in our new oven." "Can we get it today, Dad? Will they deliver it at once?" "They might, Danny. We'll have to see. We must go personally to see Mr. Wheeler, and we must inspect all the different models with great care." "All right," I said, "let's go." I was really steamed up now about getting an oven and being able to have toad in the hole and roasted pork and stuff like that. I couldn't wait. My father got to his feet. "And when we've done that, we'll go off to the stream and see if we can't find us some big rainbow trout."